Greetings from Pennsylvania once again, and welcome back to another video on an absolutely beautiful Tuesday morning, October 14th. We're now here in Hickory Run State Park. We're kind of here in northeastern PA today. We were just up at Nescopec State Park. Now we've made our way down to Hickory Run. Let me show you some maps. Here's our map. We were just up at Nescopec. Now we came down to Hickory Run. Later today we're going to come down to Beltsville. So we're up here in this part of PA where the fall color is popping, shall we say. Here's our Hickory Run State Park map. Let me get this unfolded. Here's the state park map. We're parked right here. We're gonna hike the Shades of Death Trail. There's a name for you. And then come back on something called the Sand Spring Trail, I believe it's called. I'll double check. But yeah, the main goal today is the Shades of Death Trail. What a name. So I can see the sign for it over there, the Shades of Death Trail. Not a very big parking lot here, but I think there's more parking down that way. But this trail, it's kind of popular. A number of other people are gone down. Yeah, already looks cool. There it is, the Shades of Death. We'll talk about why it's named that too. But yeah, you can see it gets traveled heavily. So I have seen quite a few videos on this trail. I've had a number of friends and other YouTubers that have hiked here. You know, my friend Walter, fellow YouTuber Walter Zolna, has filmed here. I think recently he was here with the feral female, Lovey. They hiked here. I think we're doing his loop, you know, the Shades of Death, and then there's something called the Beach Trail, and then coming back on the Sand Spring Trail. I think that's his loop. He does. So, about time I checked this trail out for myself. We're a little close to the highway right now, but I think we kind of dipped down to a little bit of a gorge. There's some cool rock features, some waterfalls back here. So, yeah, looking forward to this. Yeah, we're following this creek the whole way for most of the time, I think. Beautiful cascades. Yeah, rhododendrons, fall colors, the pines. The highway right up there. Anyway. But yeah. Beautiful. And you get to walk on this carpet of pine needles. It's a beautiful place down here. Oops, it's a little slippery this morning now. But occasionally you have a non-scenic section. You have to walk along the highway just a little bit before the trail plunges back down by the creek. I don't think anybody shows this section in their videos. But you can see the highway kind of turns up that way and our trail's going to go this way, so just a little short bit along the highway. But here we head back down into the woods, down into like a gorge. It's going to get really beautiful down here. Trailhead's up that way, but there are some remnants of like an old dam down here, which I have to check out. Yeah. Looks like it washed away long ago, though. Anyways, pretty sure that's what it was. A dam going across the stream, or something like that. All right, let's head back to the trail. Yeah, I gotta talk about why it's called the Shades of Death yet. There's a number of places here in Pennsylvania called the Shades of Death, and I think there's a road in New Jersey called that. It sounds kind of ominous, but it's not really. I mean, it makes for a good trail name. The Shades of Death. Yeah, look at this. Our trail's gonna take us right down there. I mean, not exactly a waterfall, but That is beautiful. Rocks are a little slippery and they got like wet leaves on them, so. But wow, look at that. I guess you'd almost call that a slide. Yeah. Yeah, this is amazingly beautiful. And if you look up ahead, I see the first waterfall up ahead there. You can see that through the trees. Up there, let me zoom in for you. There's indeed a waterfall up there. I think there's several up here, but I think either one or both of them are man-made waterfalls. There's like reservoirs up here, and that's like the dam breast that's pouring over, if I remember correctly. It looks awesome from being back here, so let's keep going. Yeah, just absolutely beautiful. Now I see why everybody comes here. I mean, I've seen their videos, but the place just has a feel. And you combine that with the fall colors, these bright yellows, contrasting with the pines. It's beautiful. I think this is all the people in the parking lot. I think it's this waterfall they're hiking up to. But check it out. Looks like there's some foundations here. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Yes, it's just absolutely amazing spot. Yeah, amazing location. I got it all myself here too. All right, but farewell for now. We'll head back to the trail. I think I can get you from up here. Goodbye, beautiful waterfall. Yeah, our trail's over here. That's a beautiful spot. One last look back there. And up here's like the reservoir where the water's coming from. And here's up top. Check out these beautiful old steps coming down. Oh, I guess you could walk out that way. It's wide enough. Let's go for it. This is cool. See the waterfall right there, and then looking out across the reservoir, get some folks up there. Beautiful spot. If this was any narrow, I'd feel uncomfortable with it, but you don't really get the greatest view of the falls. Just stick the camera out there a little bit. Here's walking back, see those beautiful steps up there. The pines, the fall colors, and the other people. Alright, neat spot. I think our trail goes this way. Down along this little dam pond. Oh, you can see why the parking lot is always full. Guess we can go up this way. This is beautiful. Yeah, but why is it called the Shades of Death? First, some more going back to pre-European times. A lot of Pennsylvania's woods were mostly pine and hemlock, and the forest floor area was just shaded out. You know, very dark. Kind of like through here a little bit with the hemlocks and the rhododendrons. I guess when the Europeans first came over, it was like the shades of death. It was so dark underneath, you know, in the forest in some places. A lot different than it is today. I mean, still come across some beautiful, like in just a previous video, I was about Nescopec. Hiked through a little pine forest area. It was kind of in the dark shade. I love that, but that's what the majority of Pennsylvania looked like before all the forests were logged out. So that's what it's referring to. Just being so dark under those pines and hemlocks. Not that anybody died under there. There's stories like that, but the shades of death. And this trail name is just a harbinger back to those times. And there are lots of shade down here though too, so. This is one of those places where I feel like I just can't turn the camera off. It's gotta keep filming. There's a beautiful waterfall up here. A natural one this time. Quick go over here. Yeah. Some more up here. This place is amazing. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I should have filmed here years ago. Not sure why it didn't. Maybe I always knew it was a popular trail. Sometimes popular trails throw me off a little bit, but yeah, being here in person, I can understand why. I mean, I've seen plenty of other videos too, but yeah, should have been here years ago. But we're here now. I mean, just as I turn the camera off, there's more waterfalls. Wow. By waterfall. Oh. Very rooty trail, but yeah, once you get past that initial part of the trail where you're walking along the highway just a little bit, you just drop into this magical wonderland. The highway actually isn't too far away, but you wouldn't know it being down in here. This is amazing. Almost has a little bit of a Ricketts Glen type feel. You ever been to that state park with all the waterfalls? Yeah, beautiful back here. Or down here, I should say. Yeah, as I said earlier, I just don't want to turn the camera off. It's just so neat through here. I do know that if you try to hike this trail on the weekend, especially on nice days, it's packed. Parking is difficult. I've driven past this trailhead on the weekends and wow. Maybe that's another reason why, because I always thought it might be packed. Too many people, but only passed a few folks. There's a trail that goes up this way too. Oh, it's this spot. I remember seeing this on people's videos, going up through here. Wow. Little steps. So eventually this should take us out to some, like a day use area. And then we'll get on that beach trail for a little bit. And then the Sand Springs Trail. From watching Walter's videos, and I think the Sand Spring Trail is kind of nice too. You could always just hike back on the Shades of Death Trail if you wanted to, but I'm going to do Walter's loop. Just for something different on the way back. Although, I mean, this is beautiful. be just as beautiful going back, but I do like to see different scenery. And just another beautiful spot down here. Let's go along this way. The trail kind of goes up that way, but let's go out here. Oh, carefully. Yeah, wow. More waterfalls. Yeah, wow. Let's see where this brings us to. A road. Yeah, so this might be the kind of the end. I think if we go this way, we'll continue our loop. Maybe it's not the end yet, we'll see. Now still following the yellow blazes. Looks like our trail goes up this way. Yeah, so it brings us out to this beautiful spot. There's like a playground up there. It's like the day use area. I think we want to go this way. I think we're going to go over like another little waterfall here. Yeah, where the water comes out of that little chute there. All right, we gotta find the beach trail. All right, so back there, that's the CCC dam. That's what we just crossed. I think the trail we were on maybe goes that way yet, but we're gonna head up this way. I think we're gonna skip that beach trail. I looked at the map again. I don't have to take that. I think we just head up this way towards the campground. We should be able to find that Sand Spring Trail. I think it'll be just straight dead ahead. Yeah, there's definitely some CCC history here, but we'll cover that some other day in another video. I'm just here to hike today, a couple different places, but yeah, this will be a good place for one of our CCC videos. But that'll be in a future episode. Oh yeah, here, Sand Spring Trail. So it just points up this way. Alright, yeah, so Sand Springs Trails is probably that right there. Don't do what I did. I kept going up that way. I did like a big loop around the campground. Got the grand tour. Actually, it looks like a really nice campground. All the sites are here in the woods. Keep that in mind, but yeah, this is where we want to go. I don't know how I missed that. Looks like a blue blaze trail. I was probably just distracted, like checking out the campsites and stuff. Seems like a nice quiet place. Of course, it is a Tuesday, so. Alright, this will take us back then. We're not hiking the whole Sand Spring Trail, just the part that takes us back to where we started. A stream crossing. Plenty of rocks. Just don't need to slip on them. Yeah, piece of cake. Alright, maybe I should wait till I'm across to say that. Alright. Oh, this looks nice back here too. Still along a small stream back there. My guess is we will encounter 0 people on this trail. I think when most people hike the Shades of Death trail, they hike it out and go back the same way. Presented with a choice here, Sand Springs Trail, all skiers. Well, I'm not skiing. So we just stay this way? Let's go for it. Oh, this kind of dwindles down to... Let's just stay this way. Continues on. We're not skiing, so going into a beautiful hemlock forest here. So this trail is somewhat overgrown. Of course, we're not on the what you would call the main Sand Springs Trail. But I'm guessing we'll hook up with that again. Because it went off that way, so it's probably just over there somewhere. I'm guessing. Not really worried about that. I definitely chose the path less taken though. I got the crows screaming at me. It's a cliff, you're going the wrong way. Yeah, this is definitely not. If you want a slightly less adventurous experience, you take that. You should go to the left where I turn to the right there, but there still is kind of a trail here. The actual trail is just off that way, and Shades of Death trail is that way, so we're kind of in between the two. So I'm not really concerned. I keep getting yelled at by the crows. Yeah, it's pretty a tangled mess back here. Alright, might be almost back. I do hear highway traffic, and I see some kind of a building down here, so we shall see. Alright, so this brought me out to a private residence. They got signs saying don't proceed. But I hear the road right there. I think I see our parking area is just up there, I think. So let's just go off trail this way. Oh, what was that? Something hopped. Was it just a pine cone? I think I just kicked a pine cone. All right. Now we're not on any trail at all. Look what we found. We have a sign here. Sand Spring Trail is that way. Hickory Run Trail is this way. Let's see if I have coverage here, because I don't want to go. Let's see where I'm at here. Alright, so if I would have stayed on the Sand Springs Trail, if I had turned left or turned right, we'd have come down this way. And it does continue that way, the Sand Springs Trail, but we came from that way somewhere, but this should take us down to the parking. So don't do what I did, just stay on the main trail there where the arrow showed. I mean, I had a fun little adventure there, but yeah, so just going down this little road, we just popped out of the woods right down there. The Jeep should be up here. Should be. Yeah, so right up there is the parking lot, so we're good. We made it back. Yeah, so the Shades of Death Trail is an amazing trail to hike. Absolutely worth all the hype about it. And if you come back on the Sand Spring Trail, don't do what I did. You know, go left instead of right. Or if you want to adventure, you could go right. I mean, it got me back to the same place, just a little bit more adventurous. But it's about 1:30, folks. I'm going to head down to Beltsville State Park yet. Hike a trail down there, I think. But yeah, Hickory Run State Park, beautiful place. Got to camp here sometime. That campground looks amazing too. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.